When I finished Star Trek, when the last Star Trek moment had been shot, I said to my agent, please, whatever I do next, please let it have nothing to do with science fiction, with space travel, with wearing uniforms, with being called captain, anything like that. Let's find something that's different. And they came up with the most brilliant and perfect thing, which was the screenplay of the stage play Jeffrey, which was a wonderful movie about the tragedy of AIDS in New York gay society. But it was also a comedy too. And I moved into a realm of creativity that could not have been more different. And that continues to this day. There have been so many highlights, many of which would not be seen by the outside world as highlights, but they were for me. When I left drama school, it had not been a happy graduation for me. I went home to my family's house and I signed on at what we used to call the labor exchange for unemployment benefit because I had no income. And for 3 weeks, I thought, this is my life. My career is already over, and it hasn't even begun. I've just graduated. But nobody wanted to employ me. And then a telegram arrived out of the blue, which offered me a job as an assistant stage manager / actor in a weekly repertory theatre, which meant that we did a new play every Monday night. Every Monday night, a whole new play. That was a highlight. That was a highlight because it moved me from I'm a trained actor who doesn't have a job to I'm a professional actor and I'm being paid. I think it was £6.50 a week. $10 a week then. But then as things developed, another highlight was finally being accepted into the Royal Shakespeare Company. The only ambition I'd ever really had was to work with that organisation in Stratford-on-Avon in London. But then film and television came along, all an accident because I wasn't looking to do those things. I was really only interested in being a stage actor. And Star Trek and X-Men and then other marvelous things that came my way have all been highlights. But if I were to think of the one highlight that had the biggest impact on my life, it would be Star Trek. Everything was different from that moment that I was cast in that until today.
I'm Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Jean-Luc Picard, Captain of the Starship Enterprise, Registry NCC-1701D.
You have committed acts of aggression against the United Federation of Planets.
It happened so fast that nobody knew that it had happened. The only person who knew, because he and I were in Los Angeles at the same time, was my then acquaintance, now my dear friend, Ian McKellen. And he said, I don't think you should take this job. I don't think this would be right for you. And he has acknowledged this himself. And because I respected Ian so much, I took him very seriously. But then everyone else in Hollywood assured me that it was impossible to reprise or revive an iconic series such as Star Trek with Bill Shatner and Leonard Nimoy, DeForest Kelley. Can't be done, they said, so don't worry. You've signed a 6-year contract. You'll never make it to 6 years. You'll be lucky to make it through the first season. That's what I was told. So they said, sign your contract, make some money for the first time in your life, get a suntan and go home. 14 years later, we finally wrapped the whole franchise that was Next Generation.